Now that we are firmly into cookout season, I figured I would go ahead and make some videos about my van since I end up giving impromptu tours every week. Anytime I go to a gathering, everybody wants to see the van, see inside the van, know about the van. And so I figured I'd go ahead and make some videos to let more people see what I am doing and what I'm working with here. All right, let's check her out. This is that B from Atlanta. It is a Class B. That's what we call this class of RV. So this is a Class B van, and since it has the Georgia Fulton County tags, you can always tell this is that B from Atlanta. And so let's take a look inside. Let me just come open the door. First thing you'll notice is that I've got this bug screen on the sliding door. It came with that. It's not something that I added, but it is so essential. I love it. And then I can just push through and it opens up. It's magnetized. And then you come right into my living room. So you see the sofa here. Got a window here that slides open with a shade. And then right next to that is my kitchen. And you might be wondering, well, how do you cook? Well, it came with an induction cooktop. And so when I'm traveling with it, I could just put it in the drawer. But since I'm not using it most of the time, I leave it at home just to keep the weight of the van down. And so it's a 1-burner induction cooktop. And induction is awesome. You should check out induction. It also came with the speaker and the mount for this JBL speaker. And so that's a nice little feature. You see I've got outlets and USB outlets here. I also have some right here on the side of the countertop, as well as my switch, my main cabin light switch. And then I'll go this way first. And so the sofa is right behind my driver's chair, captain's chair. You see I've got 2 units of storage above it. This is typically where I keep my bedding. That green thing you see is my sleeping bag. And then to the right, I have a cable hookup. Okay, so I'll close that. The other side is just the sleeping bag, so you don't need to see that. So I've got my driver's seat. Here's that 10-inch screen that sticks up like I was telling you about. And then ignore all my other junk. My passenger seat swivels all the way around. I'll show you that in a second. It also comes with a cup holder next to it for when I swivel it around. And then I have more seating on this side, as well as some controls for my overall cabin power, my cabin lights, my awning light, and then my step light, along with outlet next to that. And then my lagoon table that you see, it can actually swivel and it can be moved all around here. If I'm sitting here, the table can swivel to that side, or I can remove the table, or I can move the table to where that passenger seat chair when I swivel that around. And then I showed you the kitchen, but I didn't mention the drawers. You know, you can just see that I've got drawers here, and then a little bit more storage under there, under the sink, and water filter there. And then you see I've got my microwave and refrigerator. I would say an unexpected joy of this model compared to another model I was looking at that had the refrigerator right by the door here is that I love that I don't have to bend over every time I want to get into the fridge. I love that the fridge is like not right there on the floor. So I've got another control panel here. It's giving me, here it's giving me information about my generator, but this is how I can turn my generator on. More importantly than that, this is how I check my battery level. So empty, 1/3, 2/3 are full. Okay, so battery, fresh water, gray water. Okay, so I can see the levels of my tanks and my battery. Can turn on the tank heaters for when I want hot water, and then the water pump when I want to use the sink. I've got air conditioning control here for the air conditioner here. When I turn it on, you see that, and this place can get nice and cool. All right, I had to come inside and put the camera down so I could show you a few other features that I need both of my hands for. And so first, you see a little natural light coming in here, and you also see a little artificial light. I've got a row of LED lights. These are my main cabin lights. I can turn off and on, and also they've got a dimmer. So dim, all the way bright. And then the natural light, that's because I've got a vent up here with a fan, and the fan is not a fan like to cool down the van. The fan is an exhaust fan. So if I'm cooking, it's going to be pulling all of the smoke out of the van. Here, I've got a smoke detector, and here I've got a carbon monoxide detector. And this thing, if you recognize the bottom of, this is my television. So I've got a handle, release the handle, pull it out, and that's how I could watch TV in the van. But the great thing about it is, because I'm always traveling for work and I do a lot of meetings, is that if I'm ever in a pinch, I can pull over and connect my computer to this TV by HDMI and use this as a second screen. And that has come in handy so many times when I need to share something on screen or be able to see multiple screens. And so I've used it more as a second monitor than I have as actual TV. But it is a smart TV, so if I am connected to Wi-Fi, I can use all of the streaming apps that I would use at home. Keep walking. This is the rear bath I was telling you about. So first, you see that shower curtain track at the top, but I've got the closet on one side, and so I've got a closet that I can open. It's got a bar where I could hang things. Right now, I've just got some folding chairs and a table back there, and then my gym bag. Okay, I just sit it in there because as a part-timer, even though I have a medicine cabinet, okay, and I can store things in my medicine cabinet, it makes more sense for me to keep all of my toiletries in my gym bag because I'm going to more often be going to the gym to shower. Okay, and so now you see the other side of my bathroom. Actually, let me back up. I forgot to show you, I've got these drawers here. They extend all the way out, but I didn't want you to see all my junk. So I've got 3 drawers here under the closet. Then I've got the medicine cabinet. You see the shower head. That's my sink. I will fold it down. So the sink folds down and the faucet folds up, and then here's the handle where I can turn it on. All right. Just a little air freshener there. These are my shower controls, and even my hot water indicator here. And then you see I've got the toilet here. And then this is what I was saying about having a full shower pan that extends beyond the toilet. And then you see here, I've got a toilet paper cover. So the toilet paper does not get wet when I shower. And I'll come around the back and open the door so you get another view. Now, the first thing you see is my garage, and that's where I've got my fresh water hose, what I use to fill up the van. And then this is the hose for my spray port here. So if I ever wanted to use water outside the van, like to wash sand or grass off of my feet before I get in, I can do that. I've got a light switch for light at the top in case I'm trying to do any of this in the dark, and then another outlet here. I've got a little bit of storage, a little pocket on the door, and then you see the rest of the door is just a handle up here. Here's the closet that I was showing you from the inside, and you can see just on the other side, you see my microwave up top, well, air conditioner way up top, microwave, and then refrigerator. And then you see those drawers a little bit better for my closet. And then looking over to get a better view of my bathroom with the shower head up there, shower curtain, a magnetic that will go all the way around, sink, toilet. All right, and then this door, I also have a little storage pocket. This is the toilet paper holder I showed you. And then I have a towel bar up top that comes in handy. I love that thing. And so let me pause so I can show you how I can empty the toilet. All right, let's see if I can do this with one hand. I'm used to doing it with two. So I've got these knobs. They've got hooks on the other side. So when I turn them and release, the hold, I'll sit that here. And you see this little gray compartment. This van does not have a black water tank. Well, I guess it does, and this is it. And so I have a personal rule, liquid only for this thing, but I've got a little blue handle here. When I lift that up and pull, I can just pull this all the way out and take it. It's got wheels on it. It's got a handle that I can lift up and take it like a suitcase and roll it into wherever I want to go and empty it. But it doesn't need to be empty now. And then you can just see some of the inner workings there. And this blue button is the flush button to bring fresh water into the bowl, and it goes down into that tank as well. All right, now that I've got the little black tank back in place, I'm going to close it up and then walk around to this other side to show you a few more things. And so here I wanted to show you, I've got outlets here on the exterior. And then this thing is for my awning stand. So when I pull the awning out, it's got legs on it to make it more stable. I'll go ahead and show you that. So when I want to pull the awning out or put the awning out, I go here to my controls, awning in, awning out. I want awning out. And let's watch the magic. It's kind of windy now. They don't advise doing this on a windy day, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So I'll pull the awning out, put the awning all the way out. And then I also have a awning light as well as a step light. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the daytime, but yeah, you can't really see the step light. But the awning light, LED lights on that. And then I can extend the awning, put these legs out. I'm not going to do it now because it's kind of windy. Looks like it's about to rain, but I will show you that in future videos. All right, I'm pulling the awning in because you see it's bouncing a little bit. It's not intended to be out on such a windy day. And yes, it is a windy day. If you can see that wind turbine back there in the background, you're looking at Johnson C. Smith's Sustainability Village. And just looking at how the wind is blowing, you see how hard it is. This is not good awning weather. I'm going to put this awning away and get packed up so that I can get out of here before it storms. So that's the end of the van tour. Let me know what you think, or if there are questions that I did not answer, just go ahead and drop those in the comments and I'll make more videos to share more about what I've learned in this last year of part-time van life, how you can avoid the mistakes that I've made, and also share some of the fun and joy that I've had on the road, and many more adventures to come. So stay tuned.